Good day. This is Tab with another message for you. This is a video that I've been wanting to do for a while. I just didn't get it done for one reason or another. Yes, it's about aliens, but I'm going to put a spiritual smackdown on this issue, so stay with me and be open to your awakening. I saw a commercial on television just a few days ago that prompted me to get this video done. I have looked the past few days. I have looked all over the web for this commercial, but I haven't found it, and evidently it's too new. And when I do find it, I'll post it in a video in the future. But I have felt a sense of urgency here to get this video done quickly. This commercial showed 3 types of aliens. Now, these aliens weren't slimy green blobs, and they weren't, not blue skin and tentacles, and they weren't the usual Hollywood version. They were species of aliens that are familiar to those that are into this alien thing. And the 3 types of aliens that it showed were 3 types that many believe to exist. They're the gray alien, the reptilian, and the Nordic. So let's talk about aliens for a moment. There has been an increase in sightings all over the world. Of course, many of these could be fake, and many, though, are unexplained. These sightings have been during the day as well as strange lights in the sky at night. If you haven't seen these reports, then you're not following an unbiased news source. Some of these have even been broadcast on local television news stations. Also, seeing this commercial sent up a red flag for me because it wasn't just some odd being that sprang forth from someone's imagination. These are 3 species of aliens that many alien believers claim to exist. Now, I'm not saying that I'm an alien nut, but I've done plenty of research on the topic. This commercial, and considering that we have watched movies and TV shows for years now about aliens, prompted me to think about the programming of our minds in this satanic society. This is programming. Do an internet search for aliens and TV commercials. There are tons of them, and they've been going on for years. How many video games show aliens? How many movies have been thrust on the public concerning aliens? This is familiarization. This is conditioning our minds to be accepting of the idea of the existence of aliens. Classical conditioning is hearing or seeing something over and over and over again, and you begin to believe it. And this is scientifically proven. All of this leads me to believe that at some point in the near future, now listen to me carefully, some point in the near future, it's quite possible that there will be a government official publicly announce that they have made contact with aliens. Now, if you don't believe this, that's fine. I certainly respect your opinion, and that's okay. But if you're interested in awakening and seeing the satanic influence on our world, then check some things out. You can start with the link that I've posted below regarding government cover-up and disclosure. It definitely is worth the time to watch. Do you really believe that it is a coincidence that NASA and other scientists are revealing almost daily newly discovered planets that could support life? There's no such thing as coincidence, folks. So what's the big deal here? Don't aliens possess out-of-this-world technology that can be helpful to us? Wouldn't it be advantageous for us to communicate and interact with them? How about I look at some biblical text here? In Genesis chapter 6, there's mention of sons of God. And these sons of God recognized how beautiful the women or the daughters of men were and took them as wives. These sons of God are called Nephilim. There are some that say sons of God would mean spiritual beings. Others would say, no, that's just a metaphor. They really weren't from the heavens. And there's still others I've heard. They say, well, really, these Nephilim were descendants of Seth. And now, by the way, Seth was the third son of Adam and Eve. Seth died at the age of 912 years, and there's nothing in his line of descendants about being giants or more than human or other human. There's nothing. Some of these Nephilim became mighty men and men of renown. Most, however, were known as the descendants of Anak, or the Anakim, and there's more details and references in the description box below. In Numbers chapter 13, Moses was told by God to send spies into the promised land to scope it out. He sent a leader from each of the tribes, and some of the spies came back and reported that there are Nephilim there, and they, the spies, were like grasshoppers to them. They were afraid of these giants. The Nephilim there were violent. And the same thing happened later on when Joshua was the leader of the Israelites. He sent spies as well with the same result. There are some more specifics again about the Anakim and mighty men in the description box below. The question here is, were these sons of God simply giants, or were they otherworldly? Verse 4 in Genesis 6 says that the Nephilim were on the earth in those days, which may indicate that they had come from somewhere other than earth. This is followed with their going after the daughters of men and procreate with them. Now, why the difference of sons of God and daughters of men? Why not sons of men and daughters of men? Because they weren't the same. They were not of the same earthly heritage. The Nephilim were not human. Now here's my take on this. I'm not saying that you necessarily have to agree, of course. I'm open to other opinions. The Israelites conquered the land of Canaan at God's command because of the wickedness in the land. They took the lives of humans and Nephilim alike. There is also biblical evidence that some Nephilim survived in their physical form. Yes, I'm saying that they were spiritual creatures that had somehow achieved a physical form. They first appeared, now listen, they first appeared in Genesis 6. But all life on earth was destroyed by the floods in Genesis 7, except, of course, for the people and creatures on Noah's humongous boat. What happened to the Nephilim? Because they're mentioned again after the flood. My belief here is that these Nephilim left the earth at the time of the flood in their spiritual form. They reestablished their physical form and returned to earth. Another issue is if these Nephilim can shed their physical form and return to the earth in a physical form, are there Nephilim on the earth today? Many of us are familiar with the writings and works of C.S. Lewis. He wrote a ton of sci-fi and fantasy material. In his book, Miracles, in chapter 14, he wrote that humans have not yet seen or interacted with true aliens. Now, when he says aliens, he's referring to intergalactic or interstellar beings. And if you think about it, if the universe is as big as we've been told, there are hundreds of millions of solar systems in our galaxy and hundreds of millions of galaxies in the universe. The chance of there being intelligent life out there is greater than the chances of there not. The thing is that the beings that we recognize as aliens are not interstellar or intergalactic beings. They are interdimensional. They are spiritual. The problem then becomes, when they visit the earth and interact with humankind, what do they truly want? My point here is that these beings that have been sighted in the skies all over the world and will be disclosed at some time in the future are not true aliens. The satanic sellouts in the world are preparing society for this. They will make a disclosure sometime soon. Remember, these so-called aliens are spiritual beings, and they have arrived to deceive us. They're fallen beings. They do not intend on doing anything or giving information or technology that will be good for humans. They have their own agenda. Now, what is that agenda? That agenda is serving the evil one, folks. They are here to continue and promote the satanic agenda that is already woven into our society. Don't trust them. Look at the information below and decide for yourself. Do some research and seek the truth. Pray that God will reveal truth. There are more and more people awakening every day to this satanic culture all around us. Before we can do anything about it, we have to see it for what it truly is. Satan doesn't want you to awaken. He wants you to be an ignorant follower and take as many of us to hell with him as he possibly can. He knows that the battle has already been won by Christ. But his greatest tool at this time is deception. Don't fall for it. Peace.